everyone. Welcome to the Stock Market Morning Prep video for Wednesday, April 1st. First day of the month. Nice to be in April, springtime, and we are actually in one of the most strongest months of the year. Actually, if you look at the Traders Almanac, 70% of the time out of the last 20 years, we've had gains of over 2.2%. So that's a good factor. That's actually a good sign to see if possible we can get maybe some early weakness in the markets, and I'll show that to you on the daily charts and the indices, and possibly buy into that. So why do I think maybe we just might possibly rally in April? Well, in front of you we have the ZB, which is the 30-year U.S. Treasury bond future. And as you can see, now this is actually a weekly chart, guys. This dates back to 2003, early 2003. You can see here this trend line has never really been broken, and we're at it now. We're at this now, and this actually bonds seasonality come into weakness really March and a little bit of April. So if bonds actually start to break down a little bit and even just pull back ever so slightly to anywhere from like 157, 156, that's going to help equities, and money's going to flow back into equities and push this equity markets higher. Remember, guys, shorting the markets, especially when you have a Fed-induced rally, and even though they are going to start raising rates, let's get a real full-fledged sell signal in the markets, and we don't have that at the moment. So what I like to see here is bonds start to break down, and when bonds break down and we get a good pop in equities, then I think that we could be in for a nice early spring rally, and then of course we would reevaluate it again because we are still at lofty levels. And you know, those of you who follow me for a while, I mean, I would love to see anywhere between a 12 and 15% pullback, which that would be buyable, and all through the traders, different types of traders and investors, I'd say start looking to buy. But the markets right now have not given that to us, so we need to still be in defense mode. So as you can see here, there's the ZB, and I do like the fact that we are at all-time resistance again. And if we pull back a little bit, that money's going to flow into equities. Now, here's another thing that I'm going to be watching as well, is the VIX. You can see here, this is a weekly chart of the VIX. You see we had the big spike up, and we've been at somewhere around 16 for quite some time. Here's a daily chart. And if we start to break back above here, we get above 17, then that's going to really, and again, guys, on a closing basis, daily chart closing basis, if we break back above this area here, and we hover around this area, which would be support above 17, 17 and a quarter, then I think the equity markets will have or should have at least a decent pullback. Now, if we start to break below, anywhere around 14 below, that's going to give us some more fuel for equities to move higher. And that's what I'm going to be looking at here, is the bonds and the VIX, and of course our indices as well. But these are the two on the daily chart. End of day analysis is what I'm going to be looking for to see if there's any clues that the markets are indeed headed higher or the markets are headed lower. Now let's go into the indices. We have bear flags pretty much across the board, except in the Russell and the diamonds, which would be the Dow Jones. But we have spiders. We just broke down yesterday. And by the way, for those of you who are not, looking at the screens all day, we had the market that was kind of soft and rallied. Not what I wouldn't say rallied, but just kind of drifted higher. Really, not much going on yesterday. And then at the end of the day, the last 15 minutes, a sell program hits and really knocked the markets down pretty miserably. And we ended up getting this red candle, which took us right out of this bear flag. So we do have a bear flag set up, which is confirmed. If we take out the 206.48 intraday, I'm going to be looking to sell rallies today. Now, again, if we actually get some early morning strength and we start to move higher, then of course that analysis would change rather quickly. So just keep that in mind, guys. Let's take a look at the diamonds. As you can see here, we already filled the gap from yesterday. So just a terrible, terrible price action. I've been saying for weeks now, just terrible. And that's why we really need to pick and choose the proper setup. And again, the stock or the future that you are trading, wait, because there's no reason to chase, because more than likely it would come back to your zone area of your buy or sell zone. Transports, again, why I'm nervous about this, at least again in the short term. Transports are very, very weak. It's holding at 200 for now, but if we start to break down, now we had a doji inside that bear flag, so this officially did not trigger. We need to have this on a closing basis. But watch the transports. And I'd be looking at the transports, the VIX, again, the bonds. If we start to break down here and we close below that 200 and we close for a couple of days and then we start breaking down to that cluster, then I think that this is going to put us in a big sell mode. And I think that the markets will sell off as well. But just, again, let's keep it really simple right now and just see where we are. Now, Russell, again, our secondary leader here, bucking the trend. So we do have a real nice movement in the Russell. Russell really was not affected here, and this is a good sign that we're up. But remember, look what's happening. We have market divergence, right? We have other indices doing the same thing while the Russell is bucking the trend. So here's the same thing with the Qs. We have our Qs that broke down from our bear flag, and now that also triggered a sell signal. So sell signals are upon us. Bear flags are upon us. We do have a little bit of strength in the Russell, so we have market divergence from our indices that we're watching. Keep an eye on, again, guys, the bonds, a 30-year bond. Keep an eye on the VIX, and let's see where this market goes in the next couple of days. Remember, we do have some mutual inflows that come in another day or two today and tomorrow, and we have non-farm payrolls come out tomorrow, so keep it light going into non-farm payrolls, okay? Have a great day. Hope it helps, guys, and we'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care.